really focusing on uh, making a nice wake up or start to your day, or really any time of day where you just need to be on the mat, but more balanced, grounded, feeling in contact with the earth. And well, it's for all levels really to enjoy. And the second part of this class, we'll be going on to just a pranayama or breathing practice for meditation. So let's go here. We'll first start off in child's pose. So if you need some extra additional support or cushion for your knees, feel free to just fold the mat, flip it here, and you suddenly have a triple mat for the knees. And if you want to, you can even do the same thing for the tops of the feet, just over the ankles there. And you also have some extra support there. This is really good if you have a thin mat or if you're just a little bit wanting some extra support and cushion. So we'll go from here. Child's pose. Remember, always seated all the way back on your heels. If you want to use a brick, I can advise it's not a bad option because you want to make sure your forehead's always in touch with the floor so you have complete contact. So we'll do a couple versions of child's pose here. First one with the brick, leaning forward, so reaching up all the way. Deep inhale, deep belly breath, and exhale, letting ourselves fall forward. Again, lining up the brick to wherever you're comfortable. Make sure you're getting the extension there. Arms are straight, shoulders are getting some extension. The back, and just a calm breath here for. Remember everything through the nose, inhalation, exhalation. And now we'll come back up all the way, reaching up to the sky, moving the fingers, activating the articulations here. Deep belly breath. And now this time, keep the block where it is, but this time try separating your knees a little. This is child's pose with more of a focus on the hips. So same forward fold with the exhale. So reach up again, inhale first. And now exhale, folding forward, back toes there locked together. And now remove the brick, just go down a little bit further. With the hips, the knees open, it's easier to get a little bit more distance and closer to the mat. So this could also be helpful. And you get more activation in the hip area. So stay here for a couple breaths. And now when you're ready, inhale, coming back up to center. Sat back on your heels here again. And then this time, we'll do child's pose, legs together. And just something for the shoulders here. So lacing the fingers behind your back, tucking your shoulder blades together. Maybe this time you want to use the brick in vertical because it could be a little bit more difficult to get all the way forward with your shoulders locked. So experiment with it, adjust the brick accordingly, but make sure you have contact with the mat or the brick on your forehead for a complete alignment here. So looking forward first, tuck those shoulders back, fingers laced together now. Deep inhale, and on the next exhale, going forward. As you go forward, just try to, at the same time, lift the hands a little bit off the back of the lower spine, back, as far up as you can go. Look for that contact with the forehead on the brick of the mat. And then if you want to go a little bit further with this, then with gentle insistence on your next exhale, maybe you want to raise those arms or hands a little bit higher, deepening the opening in the shoulders. And if you need to, you can always come back down. If you find that you're really wanting to progress a little bit more, move the brick, put it in a lower setting, and then just start over from here. So exhaling, let the head fall forward a little bit further, and raising the arms perhaps up a bit higher as well. The best to do things just gradually, little by little, trying the pose, trying the posture. See where your breath can take you. And now, lowering the hands back down to your back. Before you start coming up, I like to put the hands here on the hips for support. Inhale. And coming up all the way from here. Okay. So I've done a couple of child's pose here. Now let's just do a simple twist, as it were. So extending the mat out. And sitting like this. So one leg is on the outside of the quad and the outside of the ankle. And then just take the other leg, place the quad on top of the knee. And from here, you've got a nice position. You're leaning a little bit off to one side, but it works really well for a twist because you can take your right hand, just over your left quad here, left hand behind you, and just make sure you keep your spine as straight as possible. And give yourself just a gentle guided twist here. This is a nice one if you're looking to avoid being on your knees in a twist, or you just want a slight variation. And the sensation is you can go deeper by pushing on this palm of the hand that's on the mat just above the quad. Straightening just a little bit further, lifting the chin, get some further activation. And now when you're ready, exhale, release, come back around to the other side. So same position, just repeated. So right leg now, you can start from butterfly if it's easier to sort of visualize how to get here. So you start from butterfly, right leg now goes down to the mat, left leg, that knee, just in the arch of the foot. And you're on the top of the foot here. And now, reaching down with the left hand, just over the left knee, and looking back over your side. Remember, we want to be seated, getting as vertical as possible. You don't want to have too much distance or any when you're seating position on the floor, and just turning and looking back. Stay here for another breath. And when you're ready, exhale, release. Come back around. And now we'll do something just counter pose, as it were, back then. So we'll do a half bridge. So coming back down here, laid on the mat. Heels are close in. You want to lift your hips as high as you can. Your hands are flat on the mat. Looking up at the sky. And now once you're here in your comfortable position, try lacing the fingers together. As you do, tuck in one at a time, the shoulder blades behind you, giving a nice little arch here, and lifting up a bit higher. If you're not getting to the lacing the fingers part, that's okay too. Just stay where you are. Keep the hips as high as you can. Calm breath. And just feel the extension and the counter pose here of the back bend. And now exhale, release. And while we're here, just do something nice for the articulations here. These are called toe crunches, technical yoga term. And you just work with the breath. It's really nice. It's something we don't maybe pay attention to or do very often. But just bring the toes towards you on the inhale, and then forward, exhale all together. So inhale, close your eyes and go with it. Inhale and exhale at your own pace. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And now repeat, change sides. Other foot up. I'll make sure I'm completely on the camera here. So now left foot up and toes forward. Exhale. Bring it back towards you. Inhale. Again, exhale. Bring it towards you. Inhale. These micro movements to keep the body active. This is from an anti-aging series, Pavamuktasana. And pulling back. And one more time forward. And again back. Lowering the leg. And now we'll bring our legs across position here. Bring ourselves straight up. And we're going to go today for a midday favorite meditation pose I like, called the thinker or the philosopher. I use it with a brick. If you can get the hip down or the contact without the brick, that's fine. You can decide. So I'll show how it's supposed to be. The important thing is here, you're going to have one leg on the top of the shin and the top of the foot, sat on the heel completely. Foot is out in front, touching the knee. And now, if you can sit down here and reach the mat, okay, fantastic. I think it's a bit challenging. I prefer to be more comfortable in my meditation poses. So, just using a brick here for one support point for the glute that would otherwise be in the air. And from here, it's just like the sculpture from Rodin, a thinker. So, you're going to take your elbow, put it on top of the knee here. Just let the weight of your hand fall into your the weight of your head rather fall into your hand in the palm of your hand. And it's just a relaxing. It eliminates cluttered thoughts. It's good for creating clarity. And it's just good any time of the day meditative stance. And then with a mudra on top of the knee of your choice, perhaps forefinger and thumb, and just to stay here with a calm breath. If you want to add additional techniques to this, like Achari tongue lock or third eye gazing, feel free. And we'll just stay here for about 5 minutes on each side and enjoy the result. And now exhale, release. And we'll just simply change sides here. Just turn around to the other side, perhaps. And you're lowering onto the block. Make sure your knee and your ankle are touching. Left hand now to capture the chin. Just let the weight fall in, relax. And the other hand, the mudra on top of the knee. And now exhale, release. Come back around on the mat. I'll just turn around for camera orientation. And send out this child's pose again, this time with the hands behind us. Just to continue with the calm. And now inhale, coming up to the center. Hands to our heart. And namaste. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this midday sequence here. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe. And I'll be putting up on the calendar some new and additional sequences, perhaps a little bit more advanced. Also, some things on the swing. So have a great day and see you soon.